I've really been loving coconut water matcha lately. I think it's become my new everyday drink, and I don't think I'm stopping anytime soon. But I have something very exciting to share with you today. This is going to be, I guess, a bit of a BTS behind the scenes, the making of, the process of creating something that I have wanted to do for a very long time. I'm very nervous, I'm very excited, I'm very confused, but I just want to have this up and running and just start. And I've been putting it off for weeks and weeks and weeks. I shared a little bit, like a sneak peek of what's coming on my Instagram. I didn't really give much details around it, but I have decided to start a mail club. I've always loved the idea of mail clubs, creating something every month and sending things out to people every month, building a community and showing up and keeping yourself, accountable to make things every month. And I love writing letters. I love connecting with people, not so much in person, I get very anxious, but connecting in the sense sharing things with them, telling them stories, telling them about my life and hearing about their life and their stories as well. And when I learned about the concept of mail clubs and the fact that artists actually do this, I was immediately drawn to the idea, and I knew that this is something I wanted to take up as well. But again, the entire process of it I find very intimidating. I know I get confused very easily, and figuring this out has been no different. But I know that I want to get this out. I know I want to have this up and running, hopefully in the month of November, and just get things out there. Now, full disclosure, I did sort of try this out when I was running my Patreon page for a few months in this year. Patreon didn't really work out. A lot of back-end things that I was not able to figure out and I wasn't able to keep up with. What I was sharing on Patreon, I did find really valuable, so I wanted to, maybe not on that platform, but still have those things existing somewhere on the internet. And now I'm finally feeling a little bit more ready to just get started, and I have to bite the bullet and just get into it and just have it out there. So I think I did the mail club on Patreon for maybe 2 months. I did that not really with too much thought into it, but I just made stuff and then I put it for the club thing. But I wanted to approach this time, or this version, I guess, with a little more nuance and planning. So that is what this video is. I have always been the collector kid. I used to have this cardboard box that I decorated, I painted it, and I wrapped it in this fancy pattern paper, and I would keep all sort of scraps in it, pieces of paper, random stickers, things I found on packaging that I found interesting. And I'm sure a lot of us have some version of this box somewhere in our lives that just holds so many stories and memories and kind of a part of ourselves. And since then, that box has grown much bigger, and I have not only now a box but files and other tiny containers where I collect things. But collecting paper specifically is something very personal to me, something very important, I think, and basically become second nature at this point. And when I really sat down to think about the purpose of this mail club and why I want to create for it and what I want to create for it, I realized it comes down to this exact thing: memory keeping and collecting stories. And I love the idea of filling notebooks and journals and sketchbooks and random pieces of paper with things that remind us of moments that bring us joy. And we are able to hold on to them through these pieces of paper. So, art, when it carries a story as well, that's when we connect to it a little deeper, I think. And that is kind of the ideology that I wanted to bring that feeling into my shop and my work and my art, and do something beyond just offering art prints and calendars and bookmarks and things like that. And I know it may sound like I'm just rambling, and you may be familiar with the concept of mail clubs, and you might be like, okay, what else is new? But I really had to connect with the idea of why I'm doing this so that I could give it all of my effort, if that makes sense. That's the idea basically. I want to send out these tiny bundles of art, of keepsakes, of memories, write letters to you, and maybe possibly offer you things that you can collect and cherish and hold on to and make a part of your everyday memory keeping rituals. Maybe. Hi, we are at the studio now, and I have this fancy new mic thing that I'm trying out. I hope the audio is worth something. But in any case, we have spent a lot of time just planning and feeling nervous and overwhelmed, and now it's actually time to get some work done and get this thing rolling. As of right now, I only have the logo done for the mail club. Um, this was one of the first things and one of the only things that I completed almost immediately, because I had a pretty solid idea of what I wanted the logo to look like. Since this is a mail club, I wanted the logo to be reminiscent of a postage stamp. So, to me, at least, it reminds me of a postage stamp. It doesn't look exactly like one, but the the vibes are there, I think. And for the material or the stuff inside the postage stamp, I decided to go with the cardboard box, keepsake box thing, and it's got little pieces of paper sticking out of it. I thought that was really cute. And of course, we have our very signature star shape in it. That's what I have as of right now. I may update the design in the future. We shall see. But for right now, I'm pretty happy with what it's looking like, and I'm excited to put it on things and make good use of it. But the logo is done, and we need to move on to the other things. I did prepare a list of things that I did a bit of a brain dump. I'm sure there's going to be more things that come up, but as of right now, my list includes creating the artwork for the month of November. I need to prepare the packaging. I need to maybe make stickers, maybe bookmarks. And I have an idea for this ephemera type thing for like a ticket. I have a vision in my head. We'll see where it goes. I need to write the letter. I need to print everything out. I want to do maybe like a mock packaging product shoot. I need to do the listing. I need to figure out. The list is kind of long, but it's pretty much one thing after the other. So we just have to start somewhere, and I think I will start with the illustration. little bit of an identity crisis with the logo. I've already shared a few designs and posts on Instagram regarding the mail club, and I've used the already existing logo for it for all of the designs, but I decided I wanted to create some stamps for the packaging, and I'm working on the stamps right now, and I'm playing around with the layouts a little bit. And I created the original logo with the words the words paper trails kind of tilting a little bit. They're at an angle, and just so I could have them show up on the stamps better, I decided to make them like a stacked version, and I have paper trails, art mail club, and all of those things in a line instead of being tilted. And I like it a lot more. And I added like a star as well next to the paper, and I'm really liking that. But I already posted a bunch of things with the logo on it, but we haven't yet made the listing or shared this on the website or anywhere else. So I think it should be okay. In case people ask me why I did that and why the logo looks different or the layout looks different, I could just show them my little crash out. But it's okay. I think I would like to have a logo that I enjoy, but I don't want to keep working at it, so I will finish the designs for the stamps and then stop working on the logo because I spent way too long on it. Okay, see you. I'm back from the print shop, and I have all of the printed material here with me, and I want to show you what we got. There was a lot of trial and error with the printing. I had a very particular idea about how I wanted the postcards and bookmarks to look like, and it took me a little while to get something that I was 100% sure that I liked. So with this printer, what I got printed was the postcards, the bookmark, and the stickers, which is basically everything. But anyway, so we had a few hit and trials with the printing of the postcard, especially. It's this linen texture of a paper. It feels like cloth, and on the artwork side it's a little more pronounced, and on the back it's smoother so you can write on it. And initially this is what I had for the design of the postcard, the front and the back, but there was an issue in the file that we couldn't figure out. Some of the designs ended up looking a little funky, and I didn't like it. So they asked me to darken some of the colors, and I tried that again. This is our second set of prints, and I darkened the border, and I darkened also the little icon thing that I added, but it was still having this weird, like the lines sort of all grouped together. I don't know if you can tell, but the print is a little bit messed up, but we couldn't figure out why that was happening. And then they said that they would try a different program or software, and they did something, and the back was fine. It looks pretty good, and even the little icon print on the bottom turned out really well, but the print's colors are all off. And apparently this was they rasterized the design, so everything, I don't know if that's the reason, but all of the colors came out much darker, and you can't really see any of the details in the artwork. And By this time, we were up to like 5 or 6 different prints, and I was getting annoyed. And I just told them, let me remove the icon at the bottom, and you can give me the print without it and do the process that you did for the very first print. And this time it turned out great. The print in the front is really good, all the colors, all the details are accurate, and this is what the back looks like. The icon thing here, the cycle or the bike, is no longer there, but we have the stamp on the side, and also the border is darker. So that's our postcards. So initially I wanted a black or a dark brown and an off-white color combination, but something about it just did not feel right. Also, it wasn't thick enough for a bookmark. Like, if this is just a personal preference, but if you were to put this in a book, I would think it'll get all bent and creased, and I didn't like the idea of that. uh, but actually, the texture of this paper is really nice. I use this for a lot of my art prints, and it's fine for art prints, but not so much a bookmark. And then they suggested that I try out craft paper, and I love this. It's 350 GSM craft paper, and it looks so good, almost like I've drawn on the paper itself. And I really like that, and it feels really good to hold. uh, Considering the thickness, it feels really good in the hand, and your books are going to love it, I think. um, so yeah, that's the design of the bookmark. And then I decided to round off the corners of all the bookmarks, so I have to do that now. And then finally, we have the stickers. uh, I really struggled with these a lot, trying to decide what design I wanted for them, and it was really confusing, and I was getting very, very frustrated. But I think I have something I really like now. And what what I've actually decided to do, the sticker on its own is okay, I think, but I want to sort of cut around the shape and have it be like a shape cut sticker rather than a rectangle. I think that'll just be a little more interesting as something to receive, I guess. But yeah, that's all of the paper products for now. um, I already have the listing up for paper trails at this point, so if you want to go check that out, you can check out my website. And I'm still streamlining the process, but it is available. So you can follow the link in the description, check out my website. I've already announced it on Instagram. In case you're facing any trouble, please feel free to reach out to me, and I would love to help you out. Also, I had a lot of issues trying to set up um, the payment and subscription, so I have a bit of a workaround around that as of right now. I'm hoping down the line I'm able to streamline it even more. And overall, the mail club runs separately from my shop, so the pack is not a product on my shop, so you'll find it's going to have its own page on my website and all of its attached things. And I've included step by step instructions and the process of how this thing works and how you can sign up and make the payment and be a part of the mail club. So you can check that out. My payment gateway and my website platform don't really like to be friends. Um, it is a bit of a headache for me to switch any of those things right now because I have everything set up and I have other things that I need to put out. So So maybe down the line in the future, I will make some changes, but right now, this is kind of what I have available to me. So I'm just going to continue with that and see where it goes. Oh yeah, and I was so stressed about this. I was at the printer shop and I was sitting at one of their desks while they were getting my stuff printed, and I was working on the shipping and the listing and the all of that, and it was just kind of funny. It was making me so nervous. It's all good now. I'm getting my stamps tomorrow, most likely, so I can start packing. I already have a few people who have signed up for this mail club. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to send some things to you.